Zim, the former Urkin invader had found out his big mission to Earth was fake. He had been pretty depressed since that, and his ego had dropped a lot. He now spent most of his time inside his base, wearing tights and a hoodie, as he feels he doesn't deserve to wear his invader uniform. Today was no different. Today was no different. Zim in his base with Gur and Minnie Moose. Zim was on the couch watching Gur sing some nonsense in a plain black hoodie. As soon as the doorbell rang, Gur stopped singing about tacos. Zim got up and answered it to see Dipper Pines. Dipper Pines. What do you want, human? Zim doesn't want any of your filth sympathy. Dipper. Okay. I'm just here to hang out. That's all. Me and my sister Mabel hasn't seen you around. Didn't see you around lately. We hadn't seen you around lately. Not lately. And sympathy or not, you probably need some Pine Twin company, that's all. So, you okay? Can I come in? Zim stared for a few seconds. Then finally moved out of the door frame. Fine, you may come in, I suppose. But don't touch anything, he said, letting Dipper inside his base, shutting the door behind him. Relax. I'm not like my twin sister, who's too hype silly about resisting doing any of that. Dipper walks inside in fascination, admiring the place. Dipper walks inside in fascination, admiring the place. I see you've made some interesting upgrades here. So what happened? What happened to you, dude? Not like I don't like the new swag style you got. It's just, well, as Mabel would be a fashion expert on these. It wouldn't suit your style or anything, so off topic. Whatever's bothering you for the past while, you can tell me or anything, whatever you feel like it. I won't judge. Zim watched as Dipper looked around a bit and at his new outfit. He sat down on the couch and let out a sigh. It's none of your business. None of your human business. I'm fine, he answered. But he was obviously not fine. Not fine at all. Obviously not fine. It was really easy to tell. Zim was not acting like his usual self. He was almost depressed. Dipper Pines rolling his eyes. He rolled rolled his eyes cautiously before placing an arm on Zim's shoulder. Look, you don't need to tell me that much. If you don't feel like it, if you don't want to, but just know I'm here for you, to comfort you. If you need to feel like it, okay? Me and Mabel are good, fun buds, and we'll always look out for anyone we meet, and be with no matter what happens. Whatever you feel like telling me how it happened to make you blue, I'm here. Zim was somewhat surprised by Dipper's words. He stayed silent for a few minutes, thinking he didn't usually talk about these things, but he felt like it would actually help him. If I tell you what happened, you have to promise you won't laugh or think I'm crazy. Dipper, I swear, despite my brutal honesty, or anything such, I promise to still be close with you, bud. Zim let out a deep sigh and looked away from Dipper a bit. It was very obvious that it was difficult for him to talk about his feelings. He wasn't the kind of person to open up to people. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you then. But you gotta promise you won't make fun of me or anything I say. It's very humiliating. It's very humiliating. Dipper nodded cautiously. Zim cleared his throat and shifted into a more comfortable position. Then he started speaking. His tone of voice was more serious and his eyes were slightly dull. You see, I used to be an Urkin invader. I was sent to this horrible, filthy, disgusting rock of a planet to do research. It was supposed to be a big mission, and I was supposed to do something big, but it was all fake. Every single thing they told me was a lie. Dipper was completely dumbfounded, horrified with shock disbelief. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. His eyes were wide, his heart racing, as he was processing everything of the information given to him so far. As he leaned in closer, continued to listen. Holy crap! Zim continued, looking down slightly. He was shaking a tiny bit. He was holding back the emotions wanting to come out. He didn't want to cry in front of the human, but it was difficult for him not to. They tricked me from the very beginning. I did all for nothing. All that hard work for something useless, fake, all a big lie. For so many years, I was nothing but a fool to them. To the tallest. Dipper, I'm so sorry. This whole thing all makes so much sense. Makes so much sense now. All makes so much sense now. It's not no wonder why you were desperately focused on attention and conquering Earth that much in the first place. So let me get this straight. You didn't realize until now that the almighty tallest planned that false mission to get rid of you, planning on tricking you for this so-called invasion on Earth to be a worthy invader, because deep down you just wanted to achieve something, to have attention, respect. You just wanted to feel special and not be a completely outcast from anyone, to prove you can accomplish anything at least. You were just misunderstood, and everything you did to conquer was all for nothing. Desperately getting concerned, skeptically, and emotionally, almost in tears, guilt. Zim was taken aback a bit by how well Dipper got it. He had expected Dipper to not really understand anything, but that was exactly it. Zim nodded. He nodded in response. He nodded in response. That's exactly it. Yes. You get it perfectly. I didn't realize it all until recently. I thought I actually mattered to the tallest and the other Urkins. For the longest time, I thought they actually liked me. I was such a fool. I was an idiot. Dipper, I'm really sorry, dude. I wouldn't expect much surprising considering that you don't fit in on Earth much either. Considering that you never don't fit in on Earth much either. But you do fit in to me. You do fit into me in my book. Emotionally hugs Zim, firmly resting his head onto one of Zim's shoulders. At least you have most people who can understand that situation. It's not easy being perfect. Nobody's perfect. No one is. Nobody's perfect. Heck, not even me or Mabel or anyone else, whatever. Just know that you'll always be special. You'll always be special at heart. No matter what you do. The things you do usually on Earth already make you special for who you are. You're charming, fun, playful, sweet, clever, smart, intelligently creative, loyal, confident, and even interesting. New to be around. You're clever with your own unique skills and talents that no one could ever do or understand before, and I'm proud that you would never give up on that. Zim was absolutely shocked by that. Nobody, not even Dib, had said such kind things to him before. He wasn't used to someone treating him this way. Despite all that, Zim hugged Dipper back, tears rolling down his cheeks for the first time in a very long time. Really? You mean all that? You don't think I'm pathetic or annoying or stupid? You think I matter and I'm worth something to you? Dipper, I swear you're not. You're not annoying. You're not a menace, not a freak ever at all. I mean, all of that I said about you, I mean all of that I said about you. Not only you're the most fun, interesting, intelligent, mischievous, talented, and loyal guy, but most importantly, you were me and Mabel's very first alien friend. You were me and Mabel's very first alien friend. Our very first alien friend that we have ever met in our lives. And wouldn't change that a bit for the universe or anything at all. I can assure you that. Zim couldn't believe his antenna. He couldn't believe his antenna. This human was actually accepting him, treating him like he actually mattered, and Dipper generally liked him. Liking him. He generally liked him. Zim hugged Dipper tighter, hugging Dipper tighter, burying his face into his shoulder. Nobody else has ever said such kind things to me. No Urkin has ever said that I mattered or was special or intelligent or anything like that. I've never had someone actually treat me like this before. You truly, really like me, don't you? Dipper, stop thinking that, and stop saying that you're not, okay? And stop saying that. You're not pathetic. You're well-skilled, special, no matter what happens. You're funny, mischievous, intelligent, caring, fun, and you're even like the first closest alien friend me and Mabel ever had in our lives. And I would be interested to feel like if I was ever like a brother to you or anything by any chance. You're not alone in this place or anywhere. I can assure you that, and I seriously do consider you as a friend. Zim was stunned. Zim was stunned into silence again. He was still taken aback by everything Dipper had said, and now the human considered him like a brother. Those words were beautiful to hear. He was still hugging Dipper tight, not wanting to let go. He couldn't get himself to let go. Really? You really mean that? You see me as a brother? Dipper, definitely, man. Look at me. You are considered a closest alien friend to Mabel and I. And I can assure you this, if you at least give Earth a chance, I'm sure there's many positives, like you're not alone. You're not alone in this world. Everyone's different and weird, but most of all of us, embrace it. Most of all of us embrace it and not let that get the better of us, okay? Okay? Tightening his grip on Zim's shoulders, cautiously in tears, emotionally without even crying. Zim felt his heart flutter when Dipper said those words. He was trying his hardest not to cry, but it was difficult. He nodded slightly and hugged Dipper a little tighter as well. You have no idea how much that means to me. You have no idea how much that means to me. No one has ever been this nice to me before. And then something came to Zim's mind. He looked at Dipper and spoke again. Say, would you mind if I stayed here for the night instead of going back to my own base? Dipper, at me and Mabel's place? Sure, why not? But for now, since we're not at the Mystery Shack for now, we've been booked to a temporary hotel for this afternoon, so if you want to spend the rest of the day with me and Mabel, then it'd be fine, I get. Zim nodded. Zim nodded, and quickly cuts Dipper off. Seeming a bit eager, he smiled a little, still holding on to Dipper. Yes, please. That would be amazing. I'd love to spend time with you and your twin sister. I really would like that. I'm kind of bored of being alone in my base anyways. Dipper. Okay. Ease up yourself, you rascal. I just got you altered up to let it all out. It's not get ahead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves now, dude. Plus, this hug is kind of nice. Zim chuckled softly at the pun and blushed a bit when he realized Dipper was right. He had been clinging onto him this whole time. He looked away and quickly let go. Yeah, right. Sorry. I guess I got a bit too excited. It's been a while since someone hugged me like that. It felt good, actually. Really good. Dipper, I'm glad you are, and I'm glad we're like that close friends, I guess. Zim nodded, and then he got a mischievous smirk on his face. Then he suddenly gave Dipper a gentle shove. Hey, Dipper, he said, the smirk remaining on his face. It was obvious that Zim wanted to ask something. Zim chuckled softly and crossed his arms. He seemed to be getting a bit playful with the situation. Say, you're comfortable with me, right? You're comfortable with me, right? He asked, tilting his head to one side a bit as the mischievous look in his eyes only intensified. Dipper, yeah? What? Right after Dipper answered, Zim lunged at him and suddenly tackled him onto the ground, pinning him down. He was surprisingly strong for a short alien creature. Zim smirked down at Dipper and looked rather pleased with himself as he straddled Dipper and held him down. preventing him from getting up. He chuckled softly and spoke again in a more mocking tone to it. Are you still comfortable like this? You're kinda stuck here now. Dipper. Zim leaned down until he was a mere couple of inches away from Dipper's face. He smirked, persisted, and he had a hint of mischief in his eyes. He still had him pinned down to the floor beneath him. What's the matter? Surprised I'm able to pin you down this easily? He chuckled again and leaned his head down to a whisper onto Dipper's ear in a more teasing tone. You're really not going anywhere. Dipper, I didn't see that coming, but this is nuts and awkward for me, I guess, but at least you're not feeling down anymore. Zim chuckled. He chuckled again. He continued to pinning Dipper down, but he was right. He didn't feel as depressed anymore. In fact, he was enjoying the situation he has Dipper in. It was almost fun to him. Oh, lighten up. You're so easy to mess with. It's funny. Zim smirked down at Dipper and lightly teased one of his cheeks with his pointer finger. He was clearly enjoying this. Dipper, well, I'm glad you're feisty and fun. Again. Pats Zim slightly playful. He chuckled. Pats Zim slightly playful. He chuckled. Zim's smirk grew wider. He was amused that Dipper was so calm about the situation he was in. Zim rolled his eyes and grabbed both of Dipper's wrists, pinning them above his head with his hands. He kept him in place, keeping him pinned to the floor. Oh, I'm more than feisty and fun. You just don't know how fun I can really be. He chuckled and leaned closer until his face was inches away from Dipper's again. Dipper, you're such a rascal as usual. We should probably go over to Mabel before she finds us like this and overthink this is gay or something. Zim seemed amused by what Dipper said, and the smirk on his face persisted. He was clearly having the time of his life, pinning Dipper to the floor like this. Zim chuckled again and rolled his eyes. Right. You're probably right about that. She'd probably go to a completely different conclusion if she found us like this. Which makes me want to keep you like this, just to see her reaction. He teased and got even closer so that his face was pretty much almost flushed with Dipper's. How ironic of ya, but seriously, Zim, get off me, please. Mabel, hey bro, I've been packed up waiting for ya. Aren't ya coming? OMG. Dipper, Mabel! I swear, this isn't what it looks like. Zim quickly looked in the direction of Mabel's voice, looking a bit surprised to suddenly see her. Despite that, he didn't got off of Dipper and kept him pinned down. He smirked again and spoke in a more smug, playful tone. Well, look who showed up. And don't worry, Mabel, you walked in at the perfect time. He chuckled, not moving an inch off of Dipper, just to mess with Mabel a bit. Dipper, this isn't what it looks like. Honest, this. Mabel, OMG, you both are so cute like this together. Bro, I didn't know Zim had a thing for you, for someone being our close friend and all. Dipper, what? No. Mabel, don't even think about it. I swear, it's nothing like that at all. Me and him are just buds as usual. That's it. Plus, why would Zim ever have feelings for me in such a way? That's ridiculous. Zim chuckled and watching as Dipper tried to protest Mabel's claim. He couldn't help but find it amusing how flustered the younger twin was getting. He rolled his eyes at Dipper's claim that they were just buds and looked over at Mabel with a smirk. Oh, I'm sure it's nothing like that. Right, Dipper? You just happened to let me pin you down on the floor for no particular reason. He teased, his grip on Dipper still remaining tight, keeping him from moving. Dipper. What? Zim, what the hell? You should realize I was surprised at that time. Even if I wanted to get you to let me go, you were the one who started it. You pinned me towards either between the cushions or the floor. Doesn't matter, but still. Mabel. Aw, that's still pretty wild though. I'm surprised. Plus, is everything okay? How are you feeling? Zim? Zim chuckled, finding Dipper's excuses amusing. He rolled his eyes and looked over at Mabel, still straddling and pinning down Dipper beneath him, with no intentions of letting him go anytime soon. Oh, I know I started it, and I'm not finished either. He said with a smirk. Upon Mabel's question, Zim paused for a moment, then he answered, "Oh, I feel great right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with your brother here, as you can see." Mabel, Dipper and I hadn't seen ya around lately, so I'm glad you're yourself again. What happened? Is everything okay now? What happened earlier anyway? Dipper blushes, slightly surprised by Zim. He secretly was relieved that Zim wasn't depressed. Zim wasn't depressed or anything anymore. As he looks up, chuckled awkwardly. Damn. Zim kept the smirk on his face, still not letting go of Dipper. He seemed to be amused by Mabel's question and the way Dipper was acting right now. As Mabel had guessed, Zim was back to his normal self and was much more lively and playful than usual. Yeah, I'm fine now. Just went through some things, but it doesn't matter right now. Right now, I'm more focused on something else, he said with a mischievous tone in his voice as his grip on Dipper got slightly tighter. Dipper, he found out about the realization behind the so-called mission behind his back and realized about the harsh reality from what the tallest did behind his back. And all and all and everything and all. And I was there to comfort him, to help his emotional moment. Mabel, oh, that's messed up, but just let him know he's special to us in our hearts, no matter what. He may not be that special or talented to most people, but to us, he's one of a kind. I'm sorry about that from what happened. Zim remained silent, silent as Dipper explained what had happened. He was still pinning the younger Pine's twin to the ground beneath him, holding his wrist above his head. Upon hearing Mabel's comforting words and kind words, Mabel's comforting kind words, Zim's expression softened a bit. It was clear that her words hadn't had a positive impact on him. Thanks. That really means a lot, actually, and I appreciate that you both care. More than you know. He smiled ever so slightly, still keeping Dipper in his pinned down position. Dipper, yeah, but let's just put it behind us, and hopefully, Zim, you'll move on. Moving on and spend time with us to get your mind off of it and forget about them. Forget everything in the meantime. You're staying with us in our place for a while, so glad you're here with us. Mabel, yeah, group hug pile, dog pile. Dog pile! Zim chuckled again as Dipper spoke. He seemed to be more at ease now. When Mabel suggested a dog pile or group hug, Zim rolled his eyes and sighed, but smiled a bit. A dog pile, huh? I guess I'll allow it, he said with a hint of reluctance, but deep down he don't really mind the idea of a group hug with the twin siblings at all. Mabel hugs Zim and Dipper slightly, while Dipper narrowed his eyes awkwardly, hugging back, hugging back, wrapping his arms around Zim and Mabel as the hug lasted a bit. Dipper, how are you feeling so far, dude? Zim intently surprised when both Mabel and Dipper hug him, but he quickly relaxed into the hug. He wrapped one of his arms around Mabel's shoulders and the other around Dipper's waist, pulling the two of them closer to him. He chuckled slightly and replied to Dipper's question. I'm feeling a lot better than I was earlier. Thanks to you two, he said with a genuine smile on his face. He actually seemed a lot less tense and much more at ease now compared to earlier. Dipper, no problem, buddy. It was the least we could do for a close fellow alien friend like yourself. Mabel, hey Zim, dog pile on each other. Dipper, wait, what? Zim quirked an eyebrow at Mabel's suggestion, and he chuckled softly. He had a pretty good idea of what she meant by pile on each other. He rolled his eyes a bit, fidgeting reluctance, but deep down he was actually looking forward to it. I suppose we could do that. Sounds fun. He said, a small grin of anticipation on his face. He looked down at Dipper, waiting to see his reaction to the idea. Dipper, wait, what? Pile on what? Mabel tackles onto both Zim and Dipper while laughing playfully. Zim let out a surprised laugh, and as Mabel suddenly tackled onto both him and Dipper, he instinctively wrapped an arm around her shoulders, pulling the three of them closer together in a playful dog pile. Heh, so this is what you meant by pile on each other, huh? He teased with a smirk, looking down at Dipper beneath him. Mabel, fun, huh? Dipper, Oh, Jesus, Mabel. Huh? Zim chuckled and nodded in agreement with Mabel's statement. He was clearly enjoying the dog pile immensely, and he had a mischievous grin on his face as he looked down at Dipper, trapped in the middle of them. This is more fun than I expected, he teased and shifted a bit, getting himself a bit more comfortable in his position with the twin siblings. Dipper, you're having a blast, ain't ya, pal? Zim smirked widened as Dipper spoke, and he nodded enthusiastically. Oh, absolutely. This is the most fun I've ever had in weeks. In weeks. You two are really great for this kind of thing, especially you, Mabel. He shot a playful glance down at Dipper before nudging him slightly with his elbow. His tone was teasing, but indentably warm, real warm. Mabel, aw shucks, glad that you enjoy spending time with us. Two of your closest friends? Dipper, huh? Well, glad we can cheer you up. Glad we can cheer you up. To get your mind off of what happened between everything you've realized, noticing, and all. Just glad we can be here for each other. Us weirdos have to stick together, after all. Heck, that's a new old saying, in case of anyone thinking we're weird and calling us weirdos and all. Zim nodded. Nodded in agreement with both the twins, both their words, feeling grateful for their presence and support. It was true that the three of them were considered weirdos or outcasts to most people, but that really didn't matter. Didn't matter to him. You're right. We weirdos have to stick together. It's pretty much just us against the world, isn't it? He said, and looked down at Dipper beneath him, his smirk still present on his face. Mabel, you know it, bud. Dipper, okay. okay. Uncle. Mabel gets up slightly, chuckled to herself. Zim chuckled as Mabel got up, and he finally rolled off of Dipper, too. He stretched his arms a bit before looking at the twins with a smirk. Well then, that was fun while it lasted. But we should probably get going to that hotel now, huh? Unless you two wanna stay here some more, he said in an almost hopeful tone. Dipper, wait, really? Unless you're serious, you're seriously inviting us to stay with you at your place? Mabel, wow, like at your place? OMG, it'll be like a sleepover. Zim chuckled at Dipper's question and rolled his eyes, fidgeting nonchalance. He seemed a bit anxious to have the two of them sleep over at his place, even though he was secretly looking forward to it. What, you think I was kidding? Sure. You two can come over for a sleepover. I don't mind. He said, trying to act cool about it, when in reality he was pretty much vibrating internally with an excitement to have them stay over. Dipper, huh, well then, it's settled, I get. Mabel, sleep over at Zim's place! Zim rolled his eyes again and chuckled softly. Mabel's excitement was quite amusing to him, and he had to admit that her enthusiasm was contagious. He couldn't help help but have a grin on his face as he teased Dipper and Mabel. Calm down, Mabel. You're so excited that you look like you're about to explode. You'll be spending the night at my place. You don't have to be so jumpy. Dipper, it's official then. Guess we'll be in your place for tonight. Zim nodded in agreement, his grin widening even further. The thought of having the twin siblings over at his place for a sleepover actually sounded pretty fun and exciting to him. Yeah, it's official. You two can sleep over tonight. And we can do all sorts of stuff, too. This is gonna be great. He was still trying to act nonchalant about it, but deep down, he was practically giddy from the anticipation.